Carlito. Another great camping day, camping trip, yeah. Today I'm fishing. Yeah, that one there, I've had that one for many a year. Probably about 20 years. That was kind of new. Yeah, that was a new one. Yeah, that one over there has a 50-pound test, and that has about 20 pounds. I heard there's fish out here. I don't know. Actually, on this one over here, about an hour ago, something took the bait and zipped it out about 50 more yards out that way. Drag was kind of have a drag loose. I don't want if I do catch something robust, I don't want it to yank it out of the rudder holder and take off. I already hear that drag go zing zing zing, and I can go chase it down. But it took it off about 50 yards that way, and whatever it was, it took the bait. So yeah, it's probably something too small to hook. And that one there hasn't been anything yet. Then I caught a crab in that one too. Well, I didn't catch a crab. I saw my my line doing this here, so I started reeling it in, and whatever it was on there. And just as it came close to the shore, I saw there's a crab over there just grabbing onto the fish, and it didn't let go when it hit the shore. It got low. But yeah, it's supposed to be a nice day. I think tomorrow morning supposed to be in the 50s, low high 60s, low 50s, something like that. So I can see out there some brown pelicans out there. For a long time, they were endangered species. For a long time, here in the States, we use DDT as a pesticide, and one of the side effects for DDT, especially in birds like brown pelicans, is the eggs. When they would, I guess, produce the eggs inside them for their what do you call a baby seagull? Baby pelican. Not a chick. I don't know. When they, but anyway, they produced the eggs, and the egg shells were very thin, very brittle, and often would break when the pelican would lay them. So yeah, that was one of the side effects for DDT. But now the brown pelicans, they are back. Yeah, they're back. They're one over there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. Yeah. But yeah, I'm kind of chilling today. I think I'll do some fishing. I like freshwater fishing because freshwater fishing is like there's little creeks and ponds and just little bodies of water everywhere near me. I don't get out too often out here to do any saltwater fishing. And also there's so many rules. I mean, my biggest fear is the hooker. A good solid 13-inch drum or something, redfish. And that's a good sized fish to eat. You can fillet that sucker and have a good meal. It ain't legal though. I don't know what is there's an app on the phone called Fish Rules, and they tell you it's kind of connected to your GPS, and they can tell you your where you at, and then from there what your fishing rules are. You go fish to fish. Let's see. How about a gaff? It's like a catfish. It's like a saltwater catfish. It's called a gaff topsail. They're kind of common. Kind of look like this. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, minimum size is 14 inches. 14-inch fish is a pretty good sized fish. And if I got a catfish that's 12 inches long, you can fillet that and have it all. Two-piece catfish dinner. But those you have to be 14 inches. Let me see, what else? Black drum. Limit 5, only have 5. Those minimum is 14 inches. Max size is 30. Man, if I caught a 30-inch fish, especially that one over there, I'll probably break it in half. So yeah, I don't do a lot of saltwater fishing just because there's so many darn rules. And my biggest fear is catching this nice fish. Oh, it's a nice fish. I land that fish, and I put it in an ice chest, and a random game warden, because they pass by here all the time. A random game warden says, "Good afternoon, sir. Catch anything?" I'm all excited. Yeah, I sure did. I caught a big old fish. Let me see it. And I proudly opened that cooler up and the ice chest up, and there it is, you know, thumping my chest. I'm proud of myself. Oh yeah, black drum, beautiful fish. It's undersized. In some states that is a misdemeanor. In some states that is like a, you know, you're gonna get a ticket and might have to go to see a judge, you know. So you know, when you're catching perch and catfish and even bass has a man, I think bass has a 14-inch limit for bass. But you know, little golf course ponds and creeks and stuff, they'd often, you know, there's not a lot of game wardens, you know, just walking around those places. So it's common for you know, to catch a, you know, 12-inch, 13-inch bass. And say that's a good fillet fish there. You can fillet that sucker up and cook it up, bake it up, and lemon and some black beans and rice. So yeah, I don't do a lot of saltwater fishing just because a lot of rules. But today I figured, you know, I got fish rules. I got the fish rules in the app, and kind of decided to go over here and do some, just see what catches. And all it caught so far was nothing. Just lost some bait. That's about it. So I'll keep fishing a little while until when sunset. It's about 5:30 now. Yeah, sun's not quite set yet, but it's getting there. Once sunset, I'll probably get some dinner going, and I think next time, cause I go camping at least once a month. My next outing won't be on the beach. It's gonna be probably up in the Piney Woods somewhere. I haven't decided yet where. But yeah, it's probably up north of Houston. Maybe somewhere in Sam Houston, probably. Don't know yet. These aren't even planned. I don't plan these. You know, like this here was kind of random. You know, it's I want to go once a month. And I looked over on a calendar, so it happened last week, and realized this weekend is the last weekend of the month. So I said, yeah, that's now or never. And I guess about 3 days ago, kind of said, okay, where I'm gonna go. And my brain says, hey, let's do some fishing. So I went. It's my favorite little spot. You probably recognize that little thing over there. It's up by McFadden Beach. The old oil refinery ruins and everything. I like it over here because it's just like it's quiet. It's quiet. Nobody here. Ain't nobody here. I haven't seen no one. And it takes a little minute to get out here though. I mean, there's some soft sand and, you know, a little bit nerves. You know, I got 4-wheel drive and everything, but I did hit one little patch of sand that was soft enough that my little Jeep was a little hippy, you know, skipping and jumping on the sand. So I was like, yeah, a little too soft. But yeah, I'm also here, sit there a little bit, let the sun go down, and then I get some dinner going. I might fire your GoPro back up. Don't know. We'll see. I just play it by the ear. Just gotta enjoy life a little bit. Not really worry about too much stuff. Kind of funny. I tell you something funny though. That pipe there, the pipe that runs off into the Gulf. That pipe, I assumed it was either full of water or maybe full of sediment. But my brain's now telling me that pipe is empty, or empty enough, because today I was kind of watching it, and we had a nice hard wind blowing off this direction, and either pipe was straight. That pipe had a bow in it, and as the surf was hitting it, it was doing just motion like this, and like, oh, kind of gave me the impression that pipe is empty, actually, nothing in it. So I'd figure wherever it's at, but now it'd be full of water, I figured. But it kind of flicks in the water like it has some buoyancy to it. So yeah, it's kind of strange. Yeah, I see it flexing right now. Anyway, just play by ear. Well, I didn't catch anything. I sure lost a lot of bait though. Yeah, there's something out there nibbling on it. Not sure what it was though. Maybe crab or something. You know, had these big old, I guess number 5s, big old circle hooks. And you know, these little bait fish, I'm not sure what they are, they're about 3 inches long. If you want to catch big fish, you gotta use big bait. And whatever out there was nibbling on my fish. Because every so often I'll see my line kind of take off, like, oh, I got something. And I started losing pieces of my bait and everything. Then I realized either crabs are walking off with it. One was really slow, like it was just I could watch the line where it was going to water. I was watching it as it kind of slowly walked. I was like, oh, there's a crab walking with it. But a few times though, something got it. I mean, something took the fish, and you know, my drag was zinging and everything. But whatever it wasn't big enough to put that fish and hook and everything in his mouth. It was just enough to take the bait. Kind of sucks. But that's how it is, though. I mean, that's just how it is. It's what it is. I'll probably do a little fishing tomorrow before I head back, and yeah, we'll see. Tonight I'm getting some breakfast. Not breakfast. Wish. Tonight I was getting some dinner. What am I eating? Well, not chili in scoops this time. I brought me some tortillas, some cheese. I got some Jimmy Dean sausage and some what is this? Oh, Jack Link's original chili. We'll see how it tastes. I'm not a 100% Jack Link's fan. I like Wolf Brand chili, honestly. Here's the catch though. Jack Link's come with little pull tabs. Wolf Brand don't. And one thing I always forget, I don't know why I forget it. I mean, I should just have one packed in my you know, stuff, I guess. I always forget a can opener. I never have a can opener. Many times I've gone camping, pull up my Wolf Brand, got the fire going and everything, and ready to get it going, and I get that can, and how am I gonna open this damn thing? So I kind of, out of my own laziness, I guess, because I could just put a can opener in my truck, just keep it there. But out of my own laziness, I ended up started getting Jack Link's because it's a pull tab. I don't know why. I probably could just get a can opener in my truck and be done with it. Yeah, it's supposed to be a little cool tonight. Right now it feels a little cool. Cool only because you know, it's the wind's blowing. It's blowing right out of the north, I guess, or east. Yeah, I don't know. I got some feathers on my antenna, and they're all blowing. They're all kind of pointing this direction, kind of. So, what is that? Well, that's the east, I guess, because the sun comes. Well, this part of Texas is complicated because Galveston technically sits north and south. It's a long island, but they often call the northern half East Beach, and the southern half East Beach. You know, it's the way it's angled. It's at a 45-degree angle. So technically, Stewart Beach is kind of east, and San Luis Pass is kind of west. You know, just kind of how it is. So where I'm at here, near McFadden Beach, technically, Texas kind of starts curving toward Louisiana. So technically, up the beach is kind of east. You know, yeah, it's kind of weird. The sun rises like over here and sets, you know, diagonal. It's not ocean to land, so kind of weird. Get my Jimmy Dean sausage, kind of getting it all cooked up and everything, and then I'll throw in my chili. I might not throw a whole can. Throw some cheese in it. Then I'll throw that into a tortilla and wrap it up. And what do you call that? A taco? Burrito? Soft taco? Yeah, I guess so. I guess taco. Not a flauta. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on right in the world. It's just I think the biggest expense coming, especially out here, is cost of fuel. Here in the Houston area, depending on where you go. Now, when you're on Bolivar or Galveston, it being an island, and Bolivar being a peninsula, very few people, I'll say very few, it's not a 3 million person city like Houston. It's I think Galveston has like 50-something thousand people. High Island has less than that, and that's probably under 20,000. I don't know, but it's not a big city. And so yeah, it's we have a little small community. So a lot of the bait and tackle shops also have gas stations. And when you're already one of the only stations, driving distance, unless you want to head further, north or across the ferry to Galveston, you're kind of stuck paying the fuel price that you stuck paying. In Houston right now, I'm getting fuel for I'm seeing $3.19. I put regular in my truck, regular gas. I'm seeing $3.19. $3.20, $3.30s are kind of common. Every so often I'll turn a corner and there's a $3.40 or something. When I crossed the ferry over here in the Bolivar side, I was seeing fuel at the $3.70 mark, $3.60, $3.70, which is that's approaching into Obama gas territory, because I was paying $3.80 plus almost $3.90 for gas, back when he was president. That's what war does. I mean, when you go into war in the Middle East and everything, and kind of, especially in a country, part of the world that has the ability to disrupt oil flow, kind of sucks. Kind of sucks out how it all happens, though. That's hot. Let that simmer a little bit. But yeah, it's kind of crazy right now. I hope the war gets over. I mean, yeah, I'm not. I got my opinions. Everyone does. My opinions ain't right, ain't wrong. It's just my opinions, my thoughts, and everything. And yeah, the Iranian people have the they have that. They have the right to have a free life. And I'm not saying Iran is a horrible place, because obviously there's people out there counter-protesting the other protesters. So there are people that are liking Iran just the way it is. They're kind of like here in America. I see a lot of people protesting the way America. They have more No Kings protests here in Houston. And I don't know what's going on in these No Kings protests. I still don't understand it. I guess because on the Facebooks and Instagrams and all that stuff, internet don't forget. And I can imagine in 3 years, when Trump leaves office and new president, new flavor arrives, all these No King protests, memes, and Facebook posts and all this stuff is gonna pop up and kind of look ridiculous. I understand everyone has the right to their protest and everything. If you think Trump's gonna be a king, you can protest. In my opinion, it's kind of wasting your time though, a little bit, because I don't know. We have a constitution anyway. This war in Iran, though, I mean, Iran's going to lose this war. They are. I mean, there's no way around it. I mean, America is the superpower. I mean, we used to count America as number 1, Russia number 2, and China number 3. And when Russia invaded Ukraine, that Russia kind of got bumped out of their number 2 spot. I mean, it's like you're invading a country that is, was seemingly be a fraction of your power and technology and whatnot, and you're barely holding ground right now. I mean, you're really having a hard time trying to win that war. So yeah, I wouldn't quite put Russia number 2 right now. China, I guess we don't see a lot of their tech. They have a lot of they have a lot of stuff going on, and tanks and airplanes and weird airplanes, and supposedly six generation stealth bombers and all that kind of stuff, and stealth fighters. But I think a lot of that also is kind of propaganda. Iran supposedly had developed a couple years back a stealth fighter and everything, and it looked pretty futuristic. It was a mock-up, and it never left the mock-up stage. So yeah. But yeah, Iran's gonna lose this war. It's just the question you should ask yourself is, what price Iranians, what price Americans, what price other countries? Because we look at ourselves as our gas prices, but I mean, pretty much the entire world, at some way, some way, in form or fashion, including China and Russia, they get their gas from the oil from Iran also. pretty much every country in the world is feeling some sort of pinch when it comes to fuel. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting in the next couple 2026, this year, next few months. It's gonna be very interesting. So let me get this cooked up and get some dinner. Like a burrito taco. Yeah. But what I forgot my eggs. Eggs are at home in the fridge right now. Tomorrow's breakfast is gonna be I don't know, same thing, I guess. No, probably not, because I'm out of chili now. I don't know, I'll figure something out. But yeah, Iran, their Navy's pretty much gone. Not good. The Navy's gone. Air Force was almost pretty much non-existent anyway. Air Force was a lot of really old, kind of Cold War technology. I mean, they had some F-14 Top Cats. Not sure what happened to those. I think those are pretty much all spare parts now. They're still flying some F-4 Phantoms. Those were some Vietnam era planes there, and probably some Russian planes. But from what I'm gathering, they all either got shot down or blown up at the airport. So yeah, they right now have Air Force. I'm not sure what kind of tanks they got. I'm pretty sure they're probably Soviet tanks. And I say Soviet, they're probably like T-72s, or they might have some T-80s or something. You know, I don't think they have anything more than 1980s, style tank. But I don't know. I got some Corona, yeah. So I don't know. I hope this war ends somewhat soon. I guess we'll see. I think it's 6 Americans dead. They're 300 injured right now. About 300 injured. That's what I heard last. And Iran pretty much all they have now. They got they have ballistic missiles, but they don't have a very large capacity to launch. And what I'm gathering is when they launch these missiles, we can kind of track them. Once they launch, basically the ballistic missiles. Once they launch, we can kind of track where it came from. Send in whatever we go there, we got plane we got to do, and that's how we're taking out launchers. These little suicide one-way drone planes they're doing, they're kind of harder to track because they're not a very high altitude airplane. They're small and they're slow, so they're kind of hard to track. But yeah, I think Iran's having a hard time fighting this war. I mean, they're kind of hoping. I guess they're hoping we're sending troops. I know there's some Marines on the way, or Marines almost already there. I don't know which one but I think they were probably already there. There's an island they're kind of looking at, Cog Island, I guess it is. And if the U.S. takes that island, I'm kind of curious how Iran's going to take it, because it's one of Iran's key petroleum export hub right there. I can't remember how many I heard. It's like so many billions of gallons of oil on that island. And I don't think if U.S. takes that island, well, I don't think Iran would bomb their own island. But I guess when you got nothing to lose, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. That'd be interesting. Because I don't know why we're sending Marines over there. A few thousand Marines. The only reason you send troops if you're planning on some kind of ground invasion. So maybe it's still on the coastline. A lot of these drone and also these little water drones. Water drones that you sit out there and they smack the side of a ship and blow up and everything. And I think a lot of these are like a remote controlled speedboats or something. If you send the Marines and he can hang on to this coastline, then yeah, there goes he can open up But that's a big coastline. Iran's twice the size of Texas. Texas is big. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking it's right here, like where I'm at here. From Bolivar to Port Arthur. Probably about 35 miles, 30 miles, I mean, on a beach. This is just 30 plus miles of beach land. You know, you can come and try to, you know, and occupy it. I don't know how you do. I don't know how many hundreds of miles of coastline they have. I mean, it's not all, you know, populated. There's some rugged terrain there too, I think. So, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I was in this very spot a few weeks ago, last month, when this war started. I had no idea it started because you know I didn't know it started until I got back to Galveston, and I don't listen to much radio news or radio. A lot of times, you know, all my music's on my phone, and I get a lot of my news from CNN, Fox, all the alphabet news agencies have YouTube channels basically, and so I can go and just listen to any news I want, you know, from what, you know, from, you know, when I want, listen to any news agency I want when I want. You know, so when I got back to Galveston, and it wasn't even Galveston, it was like High Island, and I got a phone signal, and I started scrolling through the news and everything, catching any world news. Now, when I left to go camping, U.S. and Iran was talking, you know, negotiation, and when I left going camping, we're at war. kind of strange. So, you know, it's no telling. I know the U.S. says, Trump says we're negotiating, but Iran turns around and says no, we're not negotiating. So I don't know who's saying what, who's telling the truth. Don't know. I don't know. So who knows what's going on right now? I might head back to High Island tomorrow morning, and you know, war's over. You know, or I might head there and, you know, someone got nuked. Who knows? Who knows? So that's all I gotta say about that. It's got chilly out here today. Right now, the wind blowing out that direction there, and supposed to get down to mid-60s tonight. Ain't cold, but with the wind blowing, I'm in shorts because it's springtime. I had to bring on long pants again because it's supposed to be 80s. It's supposed to be, the lows are supposed to be 70, and so I'm in shorts. Long sleeve now because that's the only long sleeve I have in my truck. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see. Well, good morning. Nice brisk 58 degrees outside. Kind of nice though. So nice. Good morning sunrise about to happen. Nice little campfire going right here. I had to bring no long pants. Like I said, no long pants because it's not supposed to be 58 degrees. But no, it's so nice out here. I want to get the breakfast going, and I'm gonna kind of pack it up and head back out that way. On the way in yesterday, actually looked at my rear view mirror, and there was a guy in a Jeep behind me. I was like, okay, cool. Cause a lot of times I'm out here by myself. And I was like, my biggest fear is getting stuck out here in the soft sand because there's no trees to tie off to. There's no trees to put my winch on to get myself out. It's just sand. And I don't got no land anchor. A land anchor is one of those, it looks like a boat anchor basically. Basically all this is a boat anchor. and you dig it down in the sand and everything, and you get your winch, and you can use that to get yourself out of the sand. But there's some soft spots over here off that direction, and I saw him behind me. He was a Jeep, it was Rubicon. He was a Rubicon Jeep Wrangler, and yeah, I think this is his first time out here, because he was like, yeah, he saw on Onyx, it's called Lost 87 or Lost Highway 87. I said, yeah, this used to be a Highway 87, you know, before it got washed out and Texas abandoned it and everything. But yeah, that's my biggest thing is getting stuck out here. You get stuck out here, you got to just think on your own brain and get yourself out of that situation. But it felt kind of better when I saw a Jeep behind me, and yeah, he actually mentioned, yeah, if either of us got stuck, at least we both got winches. We can get each other out of the situation. But heading out this way, be going that way again, and that's kind of, yeah, it's like two spots. You gotta give it some beans to get through. And maybe even, because right now we have low tide. I didn't look. Is the tide coming in? When I look on the tide apps, it gives me Gilchrist, which is way about 18 miles that way, and it gives me some little inlet river way over there, which gives me wrong data, because it's like an intercoastal waterway river system that the monitoring your tides and everything for the barges. But the little app tide I have, sometimes it gives you some weird, like I look at it, it don't give me my exact location. It gives me the stations around me, and it's sometimes I could have sworn right now it's supposed to be high tide and it's low tide. So I don't know. My GPS is on, so it should know where I'm at. But a lot of time when the tide is low, you can kind of skirt along that way, and it's smoother and more compact sand. The only situation is over that direction. Also, there's a few places where the sand is kind of soft. I think when they were dredging up and kind of rebuild the beach, they had their machinery out, and the machinery is on pads and everything, and had these big pipes going out there. They basically vacuum the water and sand, and then discharge it up here and let it flow back out and get a beach. And I'm thinking, because there's some places that has head that way. It's a hump, like a hump of hard pack, not sand. It's like hard pack, like a shell or something. And then they go back to sand and another hump. You know, so every so often you hit a hump. And there's some places where you think you'll be a hump, and instead of being a hump, it's just sandy clay mixed soil. So something tells me they put probably used to be a hump, and then that hard pack kind of got broken up, and now it's just a nasty clay sandy mix, and it's just kind of you have to give it some beans to get through it. You don't stop in it. Don't stop in it. Just stepping in it, you just sink. I mean, it's soft soil. So, but yeah, this is kind of pretty. Kind of pretty. Yeah, I think next time I go camping, it's gonna be somewhere in the Piney Woods. That's what I'm thinking. Piney Woods. Don't know yet. Probably Sam Houston somewhere. I do have plans to do. I probably can't do the whole 450 loop in one go. That just take off work and try to do it. They say it takes between depending on really how you want to do it. It takes between 3 to 7 days to do. And I know some people will just do segments. You know, they do a eastern segment or a little 1 day camp out like type of deal. So I don't know how I want to do that. But there's a couple of cool little trails, in East Texas, in Piney Woods. That is kind of fun to dirt roads. Dirt roads is kind of fun. Dirt roads in the Piney Woods. Some pretty places out there. Beach is pretty. It's just I've been here. I like coming out here a lot because it's secluded. But yeah, I think I might go Piney Woods next camp out. The thing about Piney Woods is it's really hard to fly a drone around. Out here, I have pretty much unembedded, just I can fly. Gotta be careful about the grass. This grass here, it don't look tall on camera, but when I'm standing up to it, it's like my height. And I think the last time I was here, I crashed my drone. Actually, I was going around there, and I thought I had it cleared and everything, and the beach kind of goes uphill a little bit, and the drone knows to follow the terrain. It just doesn't know there's bushes over there, and it hit the bushes and crashed. Had to go there in bushes and drag my drone out. But yeah, let me get some breakfast, get some coffee, start packing this stuff up, get some news, see what's going on in the world. see if anything has changed since the last time I threw the news on. So yeah, we'll see. Well, I'm all packed up. I got my campfire buried and everything all hunkered down and tight. Yeah, I'll probably end up getting a new rod. This rod is, like I said, it's like 20 plus years old. I bought that when I lived in Florida. Hunkered down. When I get back to Houston, I'll probably pop it up and vacuum it. I got sand, sand. When you're camping out here, I don't care how careful you are, you're gonna get sand in places. So I vacuum it out and everything and get it all cleaned up and then re-seal it. But right now for hitting back, yeah, that's good enough. I'll put my coffee there. Yeah, it was a good morning. A good little camp. Quiet. I haven't seen no one all morning. Sometimes you come out here, you'll see a random person kind of driving along the beach, getting out, looking for crabs or whatever. Sitting something in the sand. They're called something. Little sand things. I don't know how they're called something. But yeah, I haven't seen not a single person today, this morning. So I'm gonna head up back this way, and I'm in no hurry to get back to Houston, so I'm just gonna kind of mosey that direction and kind of take the time. We're gonna call it the day, call it the weekend. I guess it's Sunday. Yeah. I had a good time. I always have a good time camping. I think people should get outdoors more often, and you don't have to go buy a Jeep or something, 4x4. Just get out, go take a hike or something. There's a lot of green spaces. Pretty much everywhere any city you live, even New York. New York's a city. There's Central Park, and there's New York State. There's some beautiful green spaces. But yeah, I kind of encourage people to go out and do some outdoor stuff, camping and fishing. And fishing is probably one of the most really be kind of outdoorsy. Fishing is kind of the cheap way of just going out there, and we used to call it going out there and drowning some worms. By a little, Academy, whatever, Walmart, whatever, they had little worms. Get the worms with a hook and do a bobber, and yeah, catch a little pan. We used to catch a little pan fry perch. About that long or so. And yeah, we'd gut them and just fry them whole, but pretty much just take the scales off and fry them whole. But yeah, it's I've always enjoyed just kind of this outdoors and just being in the outdoors a little bit, fresh air and everything. But it is not for everybody. It's not. So, but I enjoyed it. I wish, one thing I do wish about this beach, I see debris. I see a big old 55-gallon drum out there. No idea what's on that drum. It'd be nice if they had a program where, even a volunteer program, to clean the beach up, take the debris off the beach. Because there's this little stretch here, there's all these 55-gallon drums that are on the beach, sticking out barely, or kind of wondering what was in them, or what is in them. But yeah, that'd be a cool program, a nice program to get the beach cleaned up a little bit. And right now the tide's coming in, and ooh, that was soft back there. Very soft. Yeah, parts of the beach is sand, and there's these weird like a dark clay deposits. And you'll be going along just like I'm going 15 miles per hour, and all of a sudden you just kind of you feel your vehicle kind of just bottoming, and right there I had to give little beans in order to get out, because that was a weird soft. Further back there was a whole line of, all you see is the sand has kind of washed out, leaving the little mounds of black clay lining the beach. And Do not run over that. You will get stuck right there in the surf. So I'm not sure if the clay deposits are from the process of trying to repair the beach, or if they're natural. I don't really know, honestly. But yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. Just come out there and enjoy stuff a little bit. Enjoy life. Enjoy life. That's, you know, yeah, you gotta enjoy life. We only got one life, and as crazy as things are right now, it's okay to sit there and slow down and enjoy life on weekends sometimes. So that's all I got. All right, peace, lot you geeks.